Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Welcome back to Car Wax, where we just finished our previous review on Gunna. Great album, but I think we went a little kind of far on that. But anywho, our next up to bat is Offset, father of four.
Yeah.
So, quick, I want you to start with this one, but before I start, remember last year he said, well, I ain't gonna have no features in here. I'm gonna hold it down. I was like, I don't think you better. I don't think so. Because your man Takeoff came and took the shine right away from in front of you because his shit lasted a little longer. A little longer than what people thought he would be. And, you know, every time I talk about the Migos, people say, man, that Takeoff album was a lot more better than I thought. That's what I got. And I was like, uh-oh, I think you better rethink it. So when I saw this, I was kind of like, okay, you did a smart thing. But what's your thoughts, man? Because we were talking about it, so I know you was looking forward to, and he waited a little bit, and I think it kind of paid off for him. So what's your thoughts?
Definitely. So I was like, okay, what is this going to be like? You know, like, I put the Gunna on first, and I was like, ooh, this is nice. I don't even want to cut this off right now. You know what I'm saying? I can skip a couple songs, but I like this Gunna. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm back with the Gunna, and then I end up putting the Offset on later on that night. And I was just kind of like, put it in the first time. And I was just like, this is interesting.
Yep.
This is very interesting because it doesn't sound like what I was expecting it to sound like at all. You know, so I see J. Cole on the second track. I'm listening to it. I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, Offset, you kind of snapping. And then I hear J. Cole. This is my initial thought on this whole album. Just the initial thought. You know, so I'm listening to it and I'm just like, damn, J. Cole don't sound like he gonna beat it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, dog, he picked the awkward beat to jump on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was listening. I was like, damn, Offset already had two verses on there. Wow, Offset snapped. And then for J. Cole to come and not really do it, you know, initial thoughts, right? So I was just like, okay, this is interesting, right? Then Lit came on, and it got back to that upbeat Offset. And I was just like, okay, all right. But not really hearing him, but just kind of hearing his cadence, how he flow on the beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just that whole how he flow on the beat thing is different from anybody else and how anybody else do their thing. So I'm trying to get the hang of that. I'm trying to get the hang of that first. Mm-hmm. So Tats on My Face come on, like, okay, that's cool. Made Me come on, like, all right, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I slept on Wild West initially.
Really?
And yes, initially I slept on that. I even slept on the North Star initially.
So
I even slept on the After Dark initially.
Okay.
Like I was sleeping on a lot of tracks because I wasn't really expecting Offset to rap like this. Mm-hmm. So I'm listening to it and I'm just like, okay, you rapping, but that's not what I was expecting from you. So I'm waiting for what I'm expecting from you. You know what I'm saying? And then he dropped the Don't Lose Me. And I was just like, holy shit, what the fuck am I listening to? Right. What is this? What is this? Because this is not the Migos artist I was expecting. You know, so Underrated come on, I'm like, man, this shit is fire. Legacy come on, I'm like, this shit is fire. Like I told you before, he had to do a song with his wife. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he did the clout. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do a song with Takeoff, but he did do a song with Quavo.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? With the On Fleek. And I was just like, when I listened to it, I was just like, okay, diamonds on fleek, and I was just like, okay, that's that Migos shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I listened to Quarter Milli, and I was just like, yeah. You know, and the Red Room came on, and that's a hard ass song. That song is actually super, super, super hard because he's snapping on that shit, and the video is really hard.
Which one is that?
Red Room.
Okay.
I'm a maniac offended to the cash. You know what I'm saying? Like he really lyrically went there on that shit. You know, and then when you look at the video, you're gonna be like, God damn, this shit is hard. You know, and then Came a Long Way gave you that upbeat offset again. So that's the offset that I like. I like that upbeat offset. I don't like the dark offset.
Okay.
Because I don't know, man. It's just I see the sides of him, and I just like that side better. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
I got you.
Those were my initial thoughts of it, and I was kind of confused because of his lyrical content. Then I started listening to it more and more, and I was just like, wow, these songs are really good. I was so impressed. I was so surprised by how he's not one of those repetitive hook rappers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was catching him overuse the leak, you know, the faucet metaphor. You know, he actually overused that, which gave me the understanding that, yes, he did take a couple of songs off of the album that was previously on it and probably added about 5, maybe 6 songs.
Mm-hmm. Just to restructure it, yeah.
Yeah, just to restructure it. And you can hear it because he had a lot of repetitive verses. Not verses, but repetitive metaphors in his verses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I was okay with it. I was okay with it because, like the Susie Choosy, you know what I'm saying? The girls over there looking Susie Choosy. He used that twice in this album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But as the more I listen to it, the more I just realized that as a South rapper, he wants you to use that on your regular day. You know what I'm saying? He's
just some phrases. Yeah, I'm gonna make a phrase up so you can use that shit.
This is the trendy words that we're using. Oh, Susie Choosy over there, nigga, trying to fuck with you. Oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's funny, it's catchy, you know, and now you're gonna have everybody using it.
Right.
You know, so I kind of took it like that because of the content in his music. Because he was able to tell you about his kids and not make it sound forced. Mm-hmm. You know, he was able to tell you about his grandma. He was able to tell you how his daddy just really wasn't shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And how he was able to tell you that he had his first kid at 17.
Yep.
You know, he was able to tell you at 18 he was robbing for 2. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a clever ass line. You know what I'm saying? At 18, I was robbing for 2. You know what I'm saying? What's up, nigga? That's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, him and 21 Savage been boys. We gave me an understanding that they was boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just leaving it at that. You know, so, you know, he was talking about his jail time. You know what I'm saying? How he was talking about how he don't like that life, dog. Mm-hmm. You know, he was just talking about how he's just trying to get over that shit. You know, and I appreciated it because it was like genuine, dude. It was real. Like, he wasn't just rapping about his jewelry. You know, he had some real substance in this album, dog. And that shit fucked me up.
Because he wasn't used to it.
Wasn't used to it at all. Wasn't expecting it. You know what I'm saying? And he had some real beats to it. I had to actually sit back and not just listen to the first 15 seconds of the song. It was like, yeah, this shit whack. You know what I'm saying? I actually had to listen to these songs. You know, the verses, the hooks were long hooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have, like, Lil Short catch these hooks. He had, nigga, rap my hook, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so everything about this album was different. More importantly, everything about this album showed me that he is the Migos. Like, he gave you everything that Offset gives you. He gave you everything that Quavo gives you. And he gave you everything that he gives you. You know what I'm saying? But he made it sound, like, natural. Like it made me feel like Offset is the source of all this shit.
Really?
And they just ad-lib him. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. He's by far the best. He's the best Migo. Easy. Listening to this album, I didn't expect him to even pull this off. This is quality that he put out. And you miss it because it's not a Migos album. You know what I'm saying? But it is a Migos album. Like he gives you little spurts of Migos. But it's like, when you hear him rapping, like lyrically, you're like, bruh, he's going there. Like he's really going there. And this is what happened. This is when I realized it. I realized that I was talking to Chad, and I was just like, man, you know, this was my initial again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I like that Gunna. You know, that Offset straight, but that Gunna good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you know, both of them is all right. You know, so, you know, just listen to him. He's real critical.
Right.
And then I'm on the phone showing him something on the gram, and then he accidentally click on the IG live of Offset because he just happened to be in the car. You know what I'm saying? And he rapping the song. He with his wife on there.
Right.
And he like, damn, this is one of the songs on the CD? I'm like, yeah, that shit hard. So you literally caught his vibe of the song, which made you go. So I'm looking at it like, damn, he vibing to that song. I need to go back and listen to that shit again. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Then there was another scene where some white boys done pulled up on him. And the white boys was like, bruh, I love that Wild Wild West. That's the hardest song on the CD. I was like, really? You know what I'm saying? The two white boys. And I'm just like, really? Let me go back and listen to it. Man, I'm saying rip that shit. Dog, like his hooks are so cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have that repetitive hook, dog. Like, you gotta listen to him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like that shit, dude. And Gunna was cool on it. You know what I'm saying? He was a compliment to the song, but
yeah, that's all he was, really.
Right,
but it went well.
Offset is such a strong artist, and like, I would easily buy another solo album from him. Easily, dog. This spoke volume. After I heard the white boy say Wild Wild West was cold, I went back and listened to this whole album again, and I was like, holy shit, this shit is fire. The worst tracks for me is Quarter Milli, and the reason why I say Quarter Milli is the worst track for me is because I can tell it was one of the older tracks he put out.
Oh, so one of the ones that they didn't, probably what he came off with first and was kind of like, I need to get some better shit on here. Right.
And I can kind of stand on that because he just dropped a video today, and with Gucci in it, and Gucci looked like the old Gucci, not the old fat Gucci. He don't look like the fresh Gucci.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say that Quarter Milli is one of the older songs he just happened to drop, and he dropped it since it's so old, he had to hurry up and drop it so he can kind of make it not look so old. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Hair done got too long, and Gucci too fresh now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so other than that, going back through the whole album, like I said, man, North Star was like one of the ones I was sleeping on, and I put it back in, and my whole thing was actually just the first 5 seconds of the song.
Mm-hmm.
After that, the whole song is hard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And then After Dark, if you actually listen to him, that shit hard as hell. You know, and then the Offset, Travis Scott, 21 Savage is probably one of the best songs on the album.
Right.
I'm not gonna take nothing away from y'all for that. But my personal favorite still are all the upbeat tracks, and all the upbeat tracks for me was Lick. He was speaking some real political shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Was Lick, Made Men, and Came a Long Way. Those were like the kind of more of the up-tempo ones. I was just like, okay, all right, that's what's up. And then he showed you that he gave you all of what Quavo could do. He gave you everything Quavo could do and more. You know what I'm saying? He gave you everything Takeoff could do and more. So I'm saying this. Two best rappers on QC right now is Offset and Lil Baby. And the only reason I say Offset first is because Offset created QC with the Migos. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the Migos, there would be no Lil Baby.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't be a whole slew of motherfuckers if it wasn't for Migos.
Right. So, Offset, Lil Baby, and everybody else who's on the label.
Damn, everybody else.
Everybody else. Straight up.
All right. That's what's up. So initially, I went through and was kind of like, here's some things that I pulled out first initial one. Too much of that echo shit in the background, repeating behind them. I hate when people do that.
Ad-libs, the ad-libs.
I fucking can't stand that because it's not necessary. Some people need it because they just hype in the back end of that. He really didn't need it, so it gave me a disturbing vibe with that. That was one. Second, the Metro beats on here was average. There was nothing impressive about his beats on here. So that bothered me too. Then I realized, wow, this dude is talking about his life. Wow. Didn't hear that on a regular Migos shit.
Right.
So I was kind of like, okay, I need to listen to this a little better. And to your point, he would start talking about his kids. He was talking about being in College Park, playing basketball, playing this. And he would start giving you visuals of his life. Giving you visuals of, I fucked up with my wife. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I had a child and I didn't even know you until like 2 or 3 years later with my first child. But hey, guess what? I can't be fucking around with y'all. I got 4 kids. And he was talking through some things in his life. His grandma, no fucking dad for this. And even though it may sound like your regular, mumble kind of like that, if you gave him the time and the respect, you can hear that he had a lot of fucking good substance in him. And that's what I appreciated, because I thought I was just going to get some, Lambo with my doors up. And he had that on there, but he made sure you understood this album was me. You know what I mean? Here's some real shit. Here's my history. Here's what I'm going through now. Here's what I respect in my life. And I like that part. This is what I respect in my life. My fucking 4 kids, and I got a goddamn wife.
And my wife, right.
And then everything around that. And, there's some bitches over here, blah, 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 blah. But I liked not having what I expected from him. So you wanted that part. I didn't, because I didn't want to hear that. Because I think Takeoff did such a good job and Quavo did such a bad job. So I didn't know what I was going to get from him trying to overdo them or what he was going to do.
Right.
But I think he came off with a really nice production on here. Sadly, here's the worst part of it. He had a lot of features on the bitch. And the CeeLo, I think that song should have been arranged with CeeLo singing within the song, not the back end of it.
At the end, right.
I think that would have been a lot better if it was arranged in that way. So I think that arrangement on that. Gunna, I like the fact that he just did the hooks on that he kind of really didn't want to just roll and do a whole lot going back and forth with him. I liked how he did that. Because he kind of like, look, I just do this portion for you, but I'm on the cut. To your point, the legacy, I really love that. I think when Travis is on shit, he put a little of himself on there. Style of the production and everything. It makes it so different because it's almost like he put a little of his trademark in whenever he puts when he's on a cut. And I like that. The Quavo on Fleek, it was a Migo cut for me. So I was kind of like, okay, you got to have something like that. You get your boy on there and just roll with it. Quavo got to show up now because he had such a bad album. So give him a little time and give him a feature on there. So help your boy out. I didn't like the Gucci. I didn't like the Quarter Milli. I didn't like that. What I really liked was the one with Cardi because I think she showed up well on it. I think if she didn't write it, whoever wrote it for her did a good job. They really did a good job for it because she showed up really well. It rolled pretty well, and you know it was cool. I just thought that was well. I think that J. Cole was awkward. I don't think that's the song he should have been featured on because it didn't. And you said he sounded like he was offbeat. It just sounded like he didn't belong on that one, and it kind of threw me off because I liked him on his own. Offset on his own on that cut was fine. And then I was waiting for J. Cole to just rip something, but it just didn't sound right. And that's just me. I don't know what it is because I didn't hear it enough to say this is what happened.
All right, so this is what happened. It all makes sense now that you just every time I talk to you, everything makes sense.
Right.
He just give me anything you gonna give me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it came in, and Offset's like, look, I'm finna drop this album, and he's like, all right. So he gave him what he gave him, and he took Cole wasn't gonna be like, nah, man, I can't spit on that, man. You know what I'm saying? And then he probably had a deadline on it too.
Right.
So it was probably like, all right, let me go in the studio.
Let me just do it and shit.
You know what I'm saying? So actually, in all reality, I gave it more appreciation when I realized at the end when he was like, I'm giving superstar dick to these bitches now. I'm giving superstar dick to these bitches now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When he went out like that, it made me realize that it was a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him a little more credit.
Okay.
Because of how awkward it was and because I knew that this wasn't something that J. Cole would be on. So for him, he had to freestyle on this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To kind of be. He wasn't going to turn it down.
Because he wants to show up.
But I also tell you this.
What's that?
TMZ ran up on Offset just recently. And asked him, hey, man, if you could have got somebody else on the album, who would you got on the album? He said, I tried to reach out to Kendrick. So
really?
That came from Offset mouth. Yeah, he did try to reach out to Kendrick, and Kendrick ain't giving out no verses right about now. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that part.
But yeah, he's like,
yeah,
no,
let's all do this now.
Time.
Where have we heard a Kendrick verse from? Nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
So Cole giving out verses. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure they reached out to Kendrick first.
Oh, yeah. And then they were like, who else?
Also, just like you said, on some disrespectful shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here going hard, bro. Y'all, shit. All right, well, I'm going to show y'all who better. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if he's challenging. Well, he's challenging whoever. But I don't know if anybody is biting off of it. You know, everybody making their own money. Mm-hmm. You know, it ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody's just enjoying J. Cole getting the shine right now because it's well deserved.
But he's forcing the shine. He's not waiting for someone to invite him. To your point, and that was really good observation. They was like, "This is what I got," and he's kind of like, "Look, man, I said I was going to show up. So if that's what they got, I'm just going to flow off of that shit. I can't wait because I got to take every opportunity to show up when motherfuckers call and give them a verse." Because I gotta flood the market, so people will say, That nigga killed it right there. Oh, yeah, he was on this cut. Oh, he's better than him anyway, but, you know, he didn't do that well on that one. Oh, yeah, he's fucking fly. He fucking killed him. I don't know why he put him on that cut. J. Cole going to show up. And to your point, they probably said this is what I got left because Kendrick didn't show up or wouldn't give me a fucking verse. And this the one that I got. You know what I mean? He ain't going to do a ad-lib. He ain't going to do a hook like Gunner. He's like, no, I'm going to give you a verse. So where can I give you a verse? And go from that. But overall, I really appreciate the album. I'm not very impressed with it, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it because it was better than I thought it would be. I appreciated that it wasn't a regular Migos album, and he really said, this is me, so this is my opportunity to show you who I am. I may go right back to what I normally do, but this album of mine, I wanted you to know who the fuck I am and what I care about. And I like that. I appreciated that. And that's what I really like about this for him, as opposed to, you know, kind of disrespecting the album like this is not what I really want to hear. But I was okay with it. I was okay with a lot of things. He had a lot of features on there that kind of held him up. I think if he would have had less features, I think I would have liked it a little less. I still would have appreciated it. And that's
what he was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Look, I don't really need no features, man.
But to me, he did. To me, I got enough of what he was trying to say. But in the meantime, I need to hear something else. And
the only one, honestly, the track 11, Legacy, that's the only one that he could have kept. All the other features, he didn't have to keep on here. So I mean, of course, like I said, he had to. He could not feature Cardi on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he had to. That's a had to. And I think the arrangement really, if they would have really rethought that CeeLo Green, I think that would be a really good remix. If they do a remix of that and have that within, I think that'll be fire as fuck. That North Star. Okay. I really like that back end of that. And I think Offset would have played really well with them within the hook as he was rapping. And it would have sound bigger than what it was. It kind of got bigger at the end because of the vocals and the singing and all of that. Do you feel like they should have made it big at the beginning? I think they should have balanced it and then ended on a high note, but you would have led to that. To me, the way they started it, you didn't expect to get that in the end. You know what I mean? To me,
yeah, you're right.
I was kind of like, damn, where's CeeLo? And then when he came on, I was like, wow, oh, okay.
Well, Metro co-produced that.
Oh, he co-produced it.
Yeah, this guy named Alan Ritter.
It was typical production for me. I didn't really like a lot of it. I just thought it was plain. Nothing stood out. None of it made it like I'm making this for Offset. It was kind of like I'm giving you beats. And, you know, I don't want to say it's lazy. It could be what he's good at rapping on. So I couldn't do anything like a Gunna and give you some unique shit. It was probably like, I'm going to give you what you're familiar with so you can do your thing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. But if I'm rating the production, I wouldn't say below average, but I would say average. And sometimes average isn't good because there's just so much good production out there to be average. But I think I'm glad this came off this way as opposed to what I thought I was going to hear. Because if you take all the features off, I think I would be like, man, I respect him and his family and shit, but man, I don't like this shit. Because I think I would have got tired of it. I think it would have been a little too preachy then. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he had a good balance to show that. He had a really good balance on that. So, yeah.
And he had, so all six features, well, it was 6 features, and it was 16 tracks on this album.
Mm-hmm. And there's too many throwaways for me, and only one throwaway feature, which would have been that Gucci Mane. Mane. But everything else, I could take, but there's a lot of shit that he did on his own that I could be like, nah. But I really like the ones that he that he revealed his soul on, because the story of his life was good to hear. You know what I'm saying? I just like the fact that he did that, and it came across really well.
Yeah,
and then
it did.
Then you jump off of it and have some other hype shit, and then you go back to it again, or you line it up, talking about what you did with your wife, and then you have her on a cut, and it all played pretty well. So I think he had a really balanced album for what it was, and that's why I can't give him an 8 because I'm not really going to be listening to this. Right. But he was right at that edge. So I'm giving him like a 7-8 because he was right at that edge to say, damn, if your production was kind of hype, I would feel good listening to it. And some of the shit that I want normally, I can just probably go through. But his production was so average. And now that I know your story, I'm good with it. I don't really need to linger on it as much. But he has some good cuts on it, though.
I agree with the production because it was dark. Him and 21 Savage are very close friends.
Really?
So when you hear both of their types, that's why they did the collab together, really. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just real close like that. But that was a dark collaboration with Metro Boomin. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So with the beats that they choose, it's just kind of something you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, the Wild Wild West beat was, like, awkward to me initially. You know what I'm saying? Like, the After Dark was even a little odd to me. Like, why are you rapping on something like that? You know what I'm saying? But, like, he was snapping, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, and it's not even the fact that if you get better beats, it's like, this is how I get my emotions out. I need this type of beat to get this out. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like I said, after I sat back and I had to kind of look at the white boy like, damn, you like that? Whoa. Because maybe I'm listening to it on the surface level. Let me listen to what this white boy listening to, and let me kind of listen to what I'm listening to and put them together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after I did that, like I said, I listened to After Dark all the way through as a song, and I was like, damn, this is nice. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is the best shit I've ever heard from Offset.
Damn.
The best I've ever heard from Offset, dog. Like, he's shown that he's put himself in a lyrical artist conversation with me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me he can't go back from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nigga, you rapping on some bullshit, nigga. Now I'm listening to what else you got to say. You know what I'm saying? And if you or some 21 Savage shit. You know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely he's piecing you little shit. And more you're liking him because of the way he's piecing it to you. Well, Offset just gave you a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? So he might fuck around and be better as a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? What he just put out. Because he just showed he can do everything by himself, man. So for me, as a whole thing in one, man, I thought it was a great solo album. But I did think it was too many tracks. Initially I thought it was too many tracks. Okay. Now I think it was about right.
Okay.
I think it was about right. The way everything fit together, like I said, I can't knock that clout Cardi B on. You know what I'm saying? You had to put the Quavo on there.
Yep.
Gucci Mane is family, so I understand why you put that on there. But that wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary, dog. And then, like you said, dude, if the production was better on the North Star, it would have been a great song.
It would have been great.
It's just a good song.
Yeah, it's just good now. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was just a good song. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dog. So I definitely give it an 8.5. Because I don't expect nothing else better to come out of Offset. unless it's another solo album.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when he go back with the Migos, he's just gonna be talking about that crazy jury shit.
Right.
You know,
right.
that's what I'm expecting. That's you know, like this is a solid album.
Okay.
This is definitely a solid album. I don't think a lot of down south rappers could do this, what he just did.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Think about this though. You know, you're in a group, and the expectation was Quavo was going to burn, Takeoff would be average, and Quavo will be right there.
Offset.
Offset. I'm sorry. So Quavo's at the bottom. I think this one is a. I don't know. I don't. I think he has a lot more quality in what he did than Takeoff. Takeoff just surprised me because I didn't expect anything from him. So
okay.
I mean, not Quavo. Offset. Offset. Takeoff. Quavo at the bottom. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. I thought it would have been Quavo, Offset, Takeoff at the bottom. But Quavo didn't show up well out of the group. Now, it would be interesting now that you heard them separately, what they do when they come back together. It would be really interesting if they just go back to the brand that they put out, or will they turn around and just go, you know what? I'm going to put my flavor that I put out on my album on here, and you're going to have to deal with it because this is who I am going forward. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, dude, because like I said, man, he just really outshined his group. Like, this is scary because it's like you said, you know, like, okay, like, now does he have to dumb down his flow? That's what he's been doing. Nah. Because that and Boosie really was Offset.
Okay.
Offset started that. That was his hook. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And he started that song off. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so he set the tempo for that whole song.
But this wasn't a tempo album. This album was really him.
Right.
So that's why I was impressed, because he didn't have to do a hype album. He didn't want to do a hype album. He just said, I want to show you something that I am. I'm going to put some hype shit in there because that's who I am as well. But you need to know who I am. And that's why I gave it I gave it high in my mind of 7-8, because I think he gave you something that you would not hear on a regular Migos album.
Yes.
So
he sounded like a completely different artist.
So to your point, he sounded like a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? This is my solo shit, and you're checking it out right now. Yeah,
that's a real solo artist. He said, like I said, I'll buy another album from him. You know what I'm saying? If Takeoff got another album, I'll wait to listen to it.
Yeah, you kind of listen to it, but you won't fucking purchase that bitch.
Right. The Quavo, like you said, dog, he's going to have to talk about his mama. Him and his mama and his whole hustle and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have to hear something from you, you know, or you're going to go back to that fun Migos shit.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Is that really what's out there right now? Because you hearing the Lil Babies, the Gunners, even your man Future. You hearing a lot of people doing more different stuff than just a lot of drugs and that just crazy flashing and all. They have enough flash and stuff, but they're putting more to it because the game is saying that's not all that it is. What you gonna do? So I'm kind of like, all right. So we'll see though. We'll definitely see.
Yeah. Oh man, I was blown away. Like I said, man, once you sat back and you're like, let me listen to this, man, because it don't sound like what I was expecting from you. So now I actually got to listen to see your approach. And I was just like, oh, wow, you really love your family, man. This is not just a stunt. This ain't just you trying to sell albums. You know, like the way he was talking about his mama and his grandma. You know, how he was telling him just the little small stories. You know, like you said, when he was in Forest Park, you know, it was just like, oh man, you're bringing yourself back to memories so you can, you know, get it off. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, man,
feel it. He made you feel it, and that was cool. Because you know, some regular artists don't even do that. They just tell you, as opposed to let you feel it.
Oh, yeah, definitely agree with that.
But yeah, so good stuff though. I'm good for him though. Good for him, because I was a little nervous last year, and I think he went back in the studio and he made himself a good album. You know what I'm saying? He made himself a good album, and I appreciate that more than him pushing out something quick just to compete.
Right, with the industry.
Yep. And he came out. So the expectation was he was supposed to rule the charts, but I didn't even look at the numbers yet. But they said Gunna had a really good appearance too. Yeah. But, we'll see.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is great. I need to check out those numbers then, man, because we was having that argument on who was going to have the better numbers on the first week.
So yeah, I would love to see that, because they said Offset should be the top, and Gunna and Lil Flip should been, you know, down at the bottom. But they said coming close to it, it looked like Gunna will be a little less or really, really competitive with the Offset. So yeah, I'll be looking at that shit when we disconnect.
Okay.
But that's what's up.
Okay. Yeah, that you're absolutely accurate, man. They said Father 4 is currently projected to ship 77 to 82,000 units in the U.S. in just pure sales, and then 4.5 in actual units. 4 or 5K, and then Drip or Drown is 75 to 80,000 in total consumption.
Yep. So
just 2,000 under it.
Yep.
That's good. That's really good
for a debut with a seasoned debut from that. So yeah. So I'm really happy for Gunna, because I really enjoyed that album. I enjoyed it until to your point, until something else comes out. And it really has to catch me for me to continue to do that. But other than that, man, yep, good stuff for both of them. I was glad they both came out, so I can. And when you said, "Oh, these are the two that we're doing," I was like, "All right," because I was just looking forward to Offset. And then when you said Gunna, I was like, I didn't know it was gonna come out that quick. I said, "Okay, let me check it out." So I threw on Gunna first, and, you know, I kept that on for a minute. And I was like, man, I got to listen to this because I got to do them both.
Right.
But the good thing with Offset, like I just told you, is I kept listening to it because I've seen the effort that he put in it. And I've seen the difference that he wanted to show, as opposed to just another entertaining album. And I really appreciate that he did that. And big up to him for having an impressive album. And, you know, so man, I enjoyed it with that, too.
Super impressive, man. I mean, like the more you listen to it, the more you really appreciate the album, to be honest. That actually, this album has some replay value. Like I said, man, the more you listen to it, the more you're like, oh, this is what he was trying to do. Oh, this is what he did. Oh, okay, all right. So, you know, that's like you said, man, bravo to Offset. I didn't think you took your craft that serious. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
So you see, you take it seriously. So cool. So, you got anything else, brother?
Yes. So with all that being said, with everything in the South that just came out, the Offset, the Future, and the Gunna, none of this is relevant anymore because Rapper Go to the League has a date and will be out on Friday.
Who's that?
So Rapper Go to the League, the 2 Chainz album.
Oh, okay.
So, like you said, you know, these projects are all good, but that project that we will be listening to for pretty much the next month to the next year will be this 2 Chainz album. So he's been on. He went on First Take today. You know, he was on ESPN flexing today. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do his Breakfast Club and everything either tomorrow. I mean, either the Wednesday before the release or the Thursday before the release. You know, so he's already in the wind. LeBron is A&R on this album.
What?
So yes, he helped arrange the tracks on this album and pick out of the 20 something tracks that was chosen to be put on this album. You know, he said he said LeBron did want other features on this album. LeBron fucked with a lot of artists out here. He was like, but, you know, he turned down those type of artists to be on this album. And no one else is coming out around this album. Just to let you know,
the respect
that they, yeah. And just to let you know the respect 2 Chainz has for every other artist, because he waited until the first. This was supposed to be a February Black History Month album, you know, but he had to drop it March 1st because of how short the fucking month is on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he doing his thing, man. He doing his thing, dog. I will be all the way dissecting this album. I will be checking all the samples on this album. I will be dissecting all the features on this album. Like they've been promoting this. He's been promoting this for a long time, and I'm just hoping that I'm just not over this album already before I even listen to it.
Yeah, so I can't wait on it, because, you know, he didn't come out with anything. He did an EP, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But not a full length. So I'm looking forward to the Smith & Wesson coming out. So I want to hear some clear shit. This is cool listening to the South, and I'm looking forward to some West Coast shit. My boy from MOP, he doing a solo album as well. So
okay,
I'm looking for some different, because sometimes I don't want to keep my ears stuck like I did last year, expecting just a southern trap beat type. I want to hear some different shit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what some East Coast, Northeast kind of sound is coming out, and seeing if they can compete. Because just because you're coming out don't mean you're coming out with anything good either. So always got to take that in consideration, regardless. But yeah, we definitely with the.
Did that Smith & Wesson come out yet?
Nah, not yet. I was looking for the actual release date, but they came out with the video, so they had the video with that. And I was
hold on, you talking about the? It's called the DR.
Yeah, the All. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out already. It came out on the 22nd. Yeah.
Well, I fucking missed it. What? So.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna check that out.
Yeah, let's put that one on. Hopefully with I'll check that out, and I'll find that one from the MOP boy and see if, you know, we can do a like a New York shit. Cause Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably do it like that. That'll be cool.
Yeah, and that 2 Chainz is a standalone, so we're gonna have to do that 2 Chainz by itself.
Of course, we got to give him his props. So that's what's up.
Definitely.
Cool. So, anything else, bro?
Yeah. Did you check out that El Hay?
Who?
That Trouble in Paradise. It was like a R&B artist that I sent you.
Actually, I had your 2 boys on rotation. And then I just put on that Diplo in between and then cut that bitch right back off.
Right off. Like, what is this?
Yeah, so, yeah, because it was two of them on there that I was supposed to have been checking out. You sent me 2 different ones. So, definitely want to check them out. El Hay. How you say that shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, the El Hay there.
But yeah, other than that, man, yeah, I just got this. With that being said, show, man, if y'all got some time, go ahead and check it out on Instagram, WBDS Hip Hop, at WDBS Hip Hop. And you'll be able to go ahead and click on that link and check out our new shows, all our upcoming stuff, and everything popping, man. So, yeah, make sure y'all check that out.
Absolutely. Fire shit. you got some things on your mind that you was debating, listen to the show where they debated. Because most likely what you thinking is what they talking about. So that's what's up. But otherwise, Car Wax Sundays. We're going to try to keep it a little tighter. So you can actually jump onto that on every podcast download. I've been checking back over. Some of them has been getting caught up, so I'm clearing it up so you can get it on every download. I even got one that, we got one that's in a Spanish download. Fucking putting what is it? Everything is in Spanish, but what we saying. So I was like, damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to that podcast website and I was like, damn. So I'm gonna give them a shout out too. So I appreciate the love on that side. But other than that, we thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time on Car Wax. Later.
Hey.